Good morning, this is Jeff with Sewer Tech Northwest. We are at property address 1605 Northeast Heaven Street here in Estacada, located just to the left of the front doorway, going through a 4-inch ABS cleanout. I want to show that access point when we pull the camera out here so you can see where it's at. Now we're going to check the overall condition, serviceability of the sanitary sewer line. You can see we have water running right now. So we are going into some standing water, and we did have a little bit of that at the base of the cleanout. We'll revisit that here in a moment when the line's fully drained. What I'm not seeing there hardly at all is any buildup to even speak of. And the reality of bellies in general, unless they are very, very large, we're talking 20, 30 foot plus sections with 2, 3, 4 inches of standing water in them static with no water running at all. Even those still take quite a bit of doing on the homeowner side to get a problem to happen. If I can't even recommend drain cleaning, I generally will not recommend you tear up a walkway and fix a belly. So anyway, we'll go back to that when the line is drained out and take another look at it. We're transitioning here now into 6-inch 3034 PVC. Looks like we just went under a secondary cleanout access there. Sorry for moving so quick, I'm straddling a bunch of bushes with bees flying around. When I get a critter up my pant leg here. Alright, there's the main connection there at about 58 feet. We're going to go locate that really quick while the line drains out. Then we'll have another look at everything. Very, very clean sewer line. There's hardly any buildup to speak of in there. I located the camera head successfully. You've got some good landmarks to go off of here too if you're ever curious where the line is routed. You have a curb stamp right at the driveway edge where the driveway meets the street. You'll see an S stamped in the curb there. That stands for sewer. You also have a secondary cleanout in the driveway too that sits directly over top the sewer line. So if you kind of see where this cleanout is initially and the secondary is, you can eyeball pretty nicely where the line is at. Anyway, the line crosses from right to left. The line exits out about 10 feet or so to the left of the front door. Crosses from right to left into the driveway, and it runs up just about the middle of the driveway out to the street. This is the secondary cleanout we're going underneath right now, that tie-in there at the top of the pipe. You'll see a big steel plate in your driveway. That's underneath, it's a secondary access point. And this flow line is exactly how you want your sewer line to look. That is made possible by essentially one living habit, and that's not putting cooking oil and grease down your line. I highly recommend keeping up that same habit. Grease buildup, I've been doing this 13 years, cambered over 20,000 sewer lines, and grease buildup has become more concerning to me than a lot of structural issues. For instance, the belly at the beginning of the line. Not that bellies can't cause problems, but this is a household that has quite a few people living in it. I can just tell by how many bedrooms and everything are in here. This is a home that is doing things correctly. They're not abusing the sewer line, putting things down that shouldn't go down it. When you put a lot of cooking oil down your line, it builds up anywhere, but it especially likes to concentrate in standing water. It's when you do that and also abuse the sewer line, get a bunch of grease build up in the belly, start flushing wads of toilet paper the size of a shoe down the line, or putting wipes down the pipe. That is, generally speaking, what exacerbates some of these relatively minor issues into something that can cause a problem. So this belly here dissipates off right around 7 feet. Line's fully drained off now, so we'll get an accurate look at how much water is actually sitting in here. Running water will exaggerate minor bellies into something that looks significant. That right there was just right around 1/4 inch of water. That's a belly hardly even worth talking about. It's so minor. And for reference, I don't even consider repairs until there's at least a 5-foot section with at least 1 inch of standing water. And even at that point in a 4-inch plastic line, it's still almost entirely up to the homeowner as to whether it ever manifests itself. All right, right now we're looking back through the foundation wall. You have a tiny bit of standing water underneath, right at the base of the clean out, but it starts and stops right at the base of the clean out. Everything beyond that point drains off nicely going to the foundation wall. So, and my foot counter for some reason zeroed out funny when I reeled back in there. I'm going to basically write this up as the belly runs from essentially the clean out to about 9 feet. You've got 2 bellies there separated by a little bit of pipe that drains off completely. At its worst point, you are working with about 1/4 inch, it's not even 1/2 inch of standing water. Very, very minor stuff. Those are the kind of bellies that are entirely up to the homeowner as to whether you could ever get a blockage in them. And bellies that small, it would be 100% due to the homeowner if a blockage ever occurred. There's just not enough standing water there to cause hardly any flow issues whatsoever. Not unless you're trying to. Like by flushing wipes down the pipe, and you'd have to flush a good amount of them, honestly, to even get them to start building up there. So all the pipe we just scoped is intact, extremely clean. We have good flow all the way to the main lateral connection. Again, belly's too minor, in my opinion, to require repairs. It would be silly to go tearing any of this stuff up to fix that. Sewer line is functioning properly at this time.